Imagine you have a friend who's starting a business, and the business is dependent on the success of his website. He spends a lot of time and energy, resources. He's super proud of what he's done. He sends you a link to check it out, and it's terrible. It's never going to work. The business is going to fail. You could see right away the way that it's set up. And now we have to figure out, how do we share this information? How do we give him this feedback? So one of the first things that goes through our mind is, does he really want to hear it? Does he want to know the truth that all of his energies and efforts still need a lot of improvement? If he does, which ostensibly he wants the business to succeed, we'll tell him, and he'll actually be appreciative of the feedback. But if we get the sense, and this happens every once in a while, that he is so proud of what he's done and he believes so strongly that the product that he's put forth is the greatest thing, he's never going to listen. Not only will he not listen, but he's not going to be happy with us that we said something negative. He's going to be angry. What kind of friend are you to say something like that? If that's the sense we get, so most of the time we won't say anything. It's not worth it. And we'll simply say, it was great. I hope the business is a great success. The sages spend a considerable amount of time trying to figure out what happened in Yerushalayim. Why was the Beis Hamikdash destroyed? Amongst the things that they come up with, that they describe for us, is al shelo hochichu ze et ze. They did not give rebuke one to another. There's a mitzvah in the Torah, hochech tochiach es al misecha. We have an obligation. Every Jew is responsible for one another. When you see something, somebody who needs improvement, somebody's doing something wrong, to say something, to make sure that everybody's doing the best they can. And they didn't do that. As the Gemara says, like animals out in pasture, everybody with their head down in the grass, eating their own food, nobody's looking around, nobody cares to say anything, and for that Yerushalayim was destroyed. The Shalach Kodesh, Rabbi Yeshaya Horowitz, who died in 1630, points out a beautiful understanding of this. It's not just that people didn't want to say anything. It's that the people who were doing things that needed improvement didn't want to listen when things were being told to them. And he quotes from the Gemara that says, in the same way that there's a mitzvah to say something when it needs to be said, if it's going to be listened to, but if it's not going to be heard, then there's a mitzvah to keep silent. Don't say something if it's not going to be listened to. And the Shlach Kodesh points out that's what was going on in Yerushalayim. Everybody understood. Nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to improve. Nobody wanted to see what they were doing. Everybody thought they were doing just fine. And in that environment, so nobody says anything. And that led to the destruction of Yerushalayim. And that is the 3-week message for us. It's not just that people don't say anything just because they don't care. It's that we have to create an environment that this is our business. We want it to succeed. And in order for it to succeed, we have to get the right feedback. And if we would be appreciative, we would create that environment of, yes, I know we all want to be perfect. We all want to get it right. But you know what? We're all works in progress. If you could point something out to me that would make me better, I'd actually appreciate it. Then we could rebuild the Beis Hamikdash by creating an entire environment of those who only want to hear the things that will make us better.